The AT Radio Show is looking for a sponsor. We will read your 20-second sponsorship at the beginning of each episode. If you're interested, please call 845-325-0265.
Raindrops, station change some of the pain style. Thank God for the self-control. Pain still hurts, but it helps you grow. So I don't know, yeah, I'm still surviving. Too many black clouds with a silver lining. Think about the past and a while back. Something comes out when you smile back. So.
Welcome to another edition of the AT Radio Show. I talked with Nate Shedd, who is the Visitors Service Supervisor at Pinkham Notch Visitors Center. He shared with me what the center provides for hikers, specifically those of long distance. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of the AT Radio Podcast. I would like to now introduce to you Nate, who is the Guest Services Coordinator at the Pinkham Notch Visitor Center in New Hampshire. Nate, how are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm very well. Please let all our listeners know who you are personally and what you do at Pinkham Notch Visitor Center.
Yeah, my name is Nate Shedd. I'm a resident of Gorham, New Hampshire, just about 12 miles up the road from the visitor center here. And I, fell in love with the mountains up here, fell in love with climbing and hiking throughout these mountains. I've been living up here for the past 5 years now. I am supervise the visitor center here at Pinkham Notch and handle sort of the day-to-day operations. We obviously have a huge amount of visitors coming through our doors every year. Estimates about 250,000 a year. And we've been here in Pinkham Notch. The Visitor Center and Lodge have been around since the early 20s, really, and we were open for year-round operations in 1926. So we've been providing 365-day-a-year service for backcountry travelers, hikers, climbers, skiers for over 80 years now. So pretty cool.
So you 250,000 and 365 days a year. You obviously then do cater to a lot of hikers that are not Appalachian Trail hikers or through hikers.
Absolutely, yeah. We have everything from folks that are just driving by and kind of see Mount Washington there and pull in and say hi to your dedicated through hikers, both north and southbounders. We really see a huge range of folks that visit us, and the numbers change every year, but that's a good rough estimate, about 250,000 folks a year, through hikers included in those numbers.
Specific to hikers, whether it be section or through hikers, long distance hikers, what kind of services do you provide for them, and what do people come to expect when they stay at your visitor center?
Yeah, it's nice because we're right along the AT. Literally, if you walk through our courtyard and up our front steps, you're on the AT. So we're obviously really convenient for through hikers. We offer a lot of stuff. We are a package pickup station, so we have a lot of folks that get their mail drops here at the visitor center. We also run a shuttle service, so a lot of through hikers take advantage of that. They can get a ride into the town of Gorham if they want to get off the trail for a bit. Or if they wanted to do some slack packing, they could take advantage of the shuttle in that way. Our all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet, which we operate every morning from 6:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning, is also very popular with through hikers. And we do help through hikers out. We give them our member rate for the buffet and food services, so we give them a little break on that as well. I would say those are our top three. We also certainly provide sort of general concierge service, so we can help through hikers figure out, getting in touch with a hostel in town, or, we do sell gear, last-minute repair supplies, stuff like that, candy bars, all that good stuff. And we also do downstairs in our pack-up room, which is open 24 hours a day. We have showers and bathrooms, so even if a through hiker came off the trail and we weren't open, the visitor center itself, they could still get in and get a shower, clean up, use the bathroom. And we also have a through hiker box that we leave out all summer, so they can drop off or grab something that another through hiker might have left behind.
Now, you said you direct to hostels. Do you at the visitor center actually provide lodging, or are you more of a...
Yeah, absolutely. We do have a lodge here as well, the Joe Dodge Lodge, and we do have some through hikers that definitely, they want to be right here. They don't want to get off the trail. So, it's a great opportunity. If you wanted to, you could basically come in off the trail, get a nice, comfortable room for the night, a hot shower, and we actually have really great food here, and we do dinner and breakfast service. So you could come in, you could have a home-cooked meal here in the visitor center and have a night at our lodge. And we also do have a deli, so if a thru hiker's just coming through midday, they can get a really great sandwich or snack, soup, salad, all kinds of stuff.
Now, I think your location, you get to see two ends of the spectrum, which is probably pretty interesting. Obviously, there's a lot more northbound hikers that come through, but you get to see them nearing the finish. I mean, they still have a good chunk of miles to go, and then you get to see southbounders when they're very early on. Do you see specific southbound hikers that have traits in the northbound hikers that you've seen, and you can kind of say, you know what, I think he has what it takes, or is it hard to see?
Yeah, well, we certainly like to be positive. I mean, the big thing we see, is a lot of folks at the end of the season both ways. You have some folks if they're coming through here in early October, it's always the question, are they going to get up to Katahdin before, the weather gets so severe that they can't get up to the summit. We actually will see some folks that are running late northbounders where they'll go ahead and head north, get on Katahdin, and then kind of flip-flop and come south from there. And we definitely see some very late northbounders as well. We actually had a couple that just came through on the 27th and 29th of October heading south. So I would say by the time the northbounders get up here, we're usually seeing, very streamlined, lightweight gear. They've really got their system nailed down, where some of the southbounders are still kind of figuring it out, if you know what I mean. Still having some heavier gear and stuff like that. But it's a great range of different sort of types of personalities and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Because you see so many thru hikers come through, do you have, for someone listening that's planning a thru hike in the future, do you have any advice that a lot of mistakes you see early on that you could point out?
Yeah, I think the timing obviously is important. The weather, especially above treeline in the White Mountains, can be extra nasty, and when you get late into September, we had snow up there, we had ice, we had a little bit of everything. So you need to kind of consider that and really be prepared, whether it's having extra gear shipped up and warmer stuff. The other big thing we see is we see a lot of folks that early on in their trip, they plan out a lot of mail drops. So they send a lot of food and stuff up to us early on in their trip, and by the time they get here, their sort of appetite and their taste for food has changed so much. So a lot of times the stuff that they plan on eating this, several months later in the trip, they really don't want anymore. So we have a lot of sort of abandoned instant soup packets and instant noodles and stuff down in the thru hiker box, because people's appetites change as they thru hike. So that's one thing I've definitely noticed is your appetite may change, so you shouldn't plan out your whole entire menu, when you first start your hike.
Absolutely. I just interviewed a friend that's hiking southbound, and he's in North Carolina right now, and he abandoned mail drops within the first 6 weeks. He said it's not even worth it. You don't know what you're going to want to eat, and the good thing about the AT in comparison to other long-distance trails is that there's usually frequent places to resupply all along the trail. Yeah,
absolutely, and either with the communication these days, it's usually pretty easy to sort of communicate. We're finding a lot of people that will communicate, a week ahead with someone at home, and then they'll get them exactly what they want and ship it up, and they'll pick it up here. So I totally agree. Flexibility is important, I think, with resupplies and mail drops.
Do you see a lot of southbound hikers mailing stuff home, or has that already been done before they reach you?
Yeah, we do have some of that. A lot of times we'll have them mailing extra gear home that they no longer need. And then the other thing we also have sometimes is they'll have too much stuff, but they'll want it. So we can help them. We can ship it for a fee via UPS. We can actually ship it ahead to another destination. So, or we can also send it via the post office. We can forward stuff on for folks. So if, they had some stuff sent to us and they realized, boy, I really need some of this, 50, 100 miles up the trail, we can, help them out by forwarding it to another mail drop, either north or south on the trail, depending which way they're going.
Absolutely. And then I noticed I did a section with the same friend who was doing a southbound thru hike. A lot of news travels on the trail, especially when it's the season where northbound and southbound hikers are crisscrossing each other and kind of saying this is what's in store. What do you find your service center? What's your reputation for? I know you said you have a breakfast buffet. Is there something in regards to that it's known for?
Yeah, well, I think obviously the all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet is a huge hit with through hikers, because we all know how much a through hiker can eat.
Yeah, I've noticed food is always on the mind of a through hiker.
Yeah. But I think I think what we're known for is because we're